is Cheanise Peart. I'm the Director of Operations for the Oakville branch at TRAFFIX. I've been with TRAFFIX for 4 years. I was looking for change. I was looking for more growth opportunities, and after speaking with the recruiting team here at TRAFFIX, I thought that that was the right move at the time. The interview process at TRAFFIX was really great. I had my initial interview with the hiring manager, my second interview with the director, the branch director at the time, and yeah, it was a great experience. I would say definitely that they showed interest in me as a person. They asked a bit about my family life and what my goals were, obviously about my experience as well. We did touch on work-life balance. That was definitely something that came up in the interview, which was great for me to hear because that's obviously super important to have that balance. The onboarding experience when I started 4 years ago in comparison to the onboarding experience now is very different. I think we have a very supportive team and it's a great culture. So there was definitely always support when I needed it, but it was more of job shadowing at that time, whereas now we have like a full academy. We have the sandbox that we're able to kind of play around in. So I think it's really night and day, and it's come a long way, and we've been getting a lot of positive feedback on the new onboarding experience, so that's awesome. I always have 2-week follow-ups with my new hires just to kind of see how it's going, how they're feeling. And one of the biggest call-outs, especially more recently since we went live with our new system, is that the onboarding experience was absolutely amazing. Lots of information, almost information overload in a good way. But yeah, all positive feedback. The culture at TRAFFIX is amazing. I think TRAFFIX does a really great job at keeping the company very close-knit. Obviously, we have offices across North America, that being in Canada, the US, Mexico, and even overseas. And a lot of times it doesn't feel that way because we do really feel like a family. I think it makes coming into work every day a great experience because people enjoy coming into work. They feel like they're working with, their friends and family. So the culture, I would say, is probably one of the best from any company I've ever worked in the past. We always like to get together as a branch and as a company. I know TRAFFIX often has the Christmas party annually every year. I know that was kind of obviously put on pause because of COVID, but we still try and make it a point to get out with the branch at least once every couple of months. I think the last event that we did as a branch, we went to Dave & Buster's, which was really fun. It's a nice chance to meet a lot of the people that started remotely that we didn't get a chance to work with in the office. And we actually have one coming up next week. We're going bowling, so that's exciting. It's always nice to get everybody, in a social setting outside of work to just kind of get to know each other on a different level. So I think we do a great job at making sure we make those team outings and socials a priority. I think at times transportation can be very stressful, so it's nice to kind of get out of the office and let loose and just have more of like a personal conversation with somebody as opposed to talking about a load or an ETA. So it's getting to kind of know them more on a personal level, which I think is great. And it also helps in the office as well, because when you have that relationship with someone, when you're having a bad day or when things are going wrong, it's always nice to feel like you have that support and that team. The leadership at TRAFFIX is amazing. They're very supportive, and there's no micromanaging, which is really nice. We hire great people, and we trust when we hire those people that they're going to perform and do the job. We don't believe in micromanaging. We think, again, it's, we hire great people, and they know what needs to be done every day, and you have full autonomy to kind of run with the accounts. I started with TRAFFIX back in 2019 as a customer service rep. From there, I was promoted to an account manager. So I worked in the account management role for just over a year. I was then promoted to account manager team lead. I was in that position for a bit, and then from account manager team lead, I was promoted to the operations manager for Oakville, and then my most recent promotion was the director of operations. Well, a big part of the reason why I made the decision to come to TRAFFIX was that, they did offer a lot of growth and opportunities within the company. And yeah, it makes me feel really great to see how far I've come with the company. But also I think it's very encouraging to everybody on the team, and even in interviews, like that's something that I often touch on, because we want ambitious people. We want people to join that, don't want to kind of stay stagnant in the same role forever, but have that, I guess, desire to grow and to build a career for themselves. And I think that's definitely how I feel. I feel like I went from that having a job mentality to like a career. So yeah, I think it's super important. I think people really get excited about it too. That's a big selling point in interviews with for us, because a lot of people, especially coming in at entry-level positions, want to know that there is opportunity in the company to grow. And I think honestly, like I've even seen entire branches created out of hardworking people that kind of put their mind to something. And yeah, the opportunities here are really endless. I definitely like to keep scaling up. I think the next goal for me would hopefully eventually be the branch director role. And then from there, let's see what's next. Some of my favorite things about working at TRAFFIX would, one, definitely be the team that I get to work with every day. I think they're all amazing people, and they make coming into work fun and exciting and rewarding. So that's definitely a big one. So the work-life balance and being able to work remotely or in office is really great. It's nice to have that flexibility for days where you have appointments and things like that. It's nice to kind of be able to work from home so you're not sitting in traffic. I also find that I'm a lot more productive being able to work from home because you're not rushing back to get dinner started, so that's always nice. But it's also nice that we have the option to come into the office, because we do have a gorgeous office, especially here in Oakville. So it's nice to have the option for sure. I think the leadership in TRAFFIX is very supportive and understanding that everybody does have a life outside of work, and working remotely really has helped. I feel like a lot of people feel like they're a lot more productive at home, and I think it is a give and take. A lot of times if there are things that need to happen after hours, we don't even necessarily have to ask people. But then at the same time, if they need to step out for an appointment or to pick up their kids from school, I think it's important to have that flexibility. And they go about, the employees go above and beyond when we need that support. It only makes sense that we would offer the same in return. So I think having that work-life balance is very important, and I think the leadership team here at TRAFFIX also firmly believes in that as well. Well, that's a big part of what we do, is in customer service, and on the operational side, it's servicing our customers. So it's very rewarding, when we're able to solve problems for them or get an expedited shipment somewhere on time, and the gratitude that we receive in situations like that is very, very rewarding. I think it's also nice to kind of be able to build that relationship with your customers, just even outside of the 9 to 5. The pandemic obviously affected everybody across the world, and we had the opportunity to work on a lot of specialized projects throughout the pandemic, delivering PPE equipment and masks and testing kits. Obviously at the time, the healthcare system, there was a big strain there. There was a shortage of a lot of PPE equipment, rapid fit test and things of that nature. So it was very, very rewarding, and it meant a lot to everybody on the team that worked on those projects, that we were able to play a part and help not only the healthcare system, but also citizens. I always tend to walk through grocery stores and big retails and see brands that we move for, and that's always very exciting. But it's really cool to be able to walk in stores and see the names of all these customers that you work with on a daily basis.